If you're a fan of Formula One racing, you've undoubtedly spent countless hours debating who the greatest drivers of all time are. With so many legendary figures in the world of F1, it can be tough to narrow down the list to just 10 drivers. That is why we've put together this video to explore the top 10 F1 drivers of all time. Okay, just to clarify, this list will not include any current player or recent player because I believe that they are yet to create their legacy. So maybe we'll make another video in a decade to include them in the top 10 F1 drivers of all time. Now, as always, not only will be discussing their impressive racing records, we'll also be sharing lots of interesting trivia as well. Okay, let's get started with number 10, MIKA Hakkinen. Okay, this Finnish driver won back-to-back F1 championships in 1998 and 1999, beating out the likes of Michael Schumacher and Eddie Irvine. I remember when I was in school and we used to follow F1, our class was completely divided between Schumacher fans and Hakkinen fans. Hakkinen earned a reputation for being a smooth and precise driver, often taking risks in high-pressure situations. Did you know that Hakkinen was once called upon to test a new version of McLaren simulator during a thunderstorm? And as he calmly drove the simulated car on a wet track while lightning struck nearby. What a guy. Next up at number 9 is Jim Clark. Jim Clark was a British driver who won a total of 25 Grand Prix races and 2 World Championships in the 1960s. Clark was known for his grace and control behind the wheels, often making his opponents look clumsy by comparison. His closest rival was the great Graham Hill, and the two drivers always shared a very friendly rivalry throughout their careers. In fact, Clark once famously helped Hill with a mechanical problem during a race. What a guy. A true act of sportsmanship. Moving on to number 8, we have the legendary Alain Prost. Alain Prost, a French driver who won 4 World Championships and earned a reputation for being one of the most calculating drivers on the circuit. Prost was known for his pace and strategy, and he often played the long game when it came to securing a championship. You might know his legendary rivalry with AYRTON SENNA, and their intense battles on the track are still being talked about today. Fun fact, Prost once famously refused to race at the Hungarian Grand Prix due to concerns about the safety of the track. At number 7, we have Manuel Fangio, an Argentine driver who won 5 World Championships in the 1950s. He was incredibly skillful and adaptable, able to handle a wide range of cars and tracks with ease. He was also a fiercely competitive driver who never backed down from a challenge, often pushing himself to the limit on the track. Did you know that he once won a race in Germany despite suffering from severe burns to his face and hands? Talk about determination. Coming in at number 6 is Nigel Mansell, British driver again who won 31 Grand Prix races and 1 World Championship in the 1980s and 90s. Mansell was a driver who wore his emotions on his sleeves and would often show raw passion and excitement during races. He was known for his spectacular overtaking moves and his willingness to take risks on the track. But Mansell's career wasn't without its setbacks. He famously lost the 1986 championship on the last lap of the final race of the season. Let's start top 5 now. At number 5, we have NIKI LAUDA, an Austrian driver who won 3 World Championships in the 1970s and 80s. He was a gifted driver who combined technical skill with a fearless approach to racing. He was known for his ability to analyze and improve his performance, and he would often test new cars and setups to find the perfect balance. But Lauda's career wasn't without its tragedies. He suffered severe burns in a fiery crash at the 1976 German Grand Prix, but remarkably returned to racing just 40 days later. Moving on to number 4, we have Jackie Stewart, Scottish driver who won 3 World Championships in the 1960s and 70s. Stewart was known for his precision and consistency, often winning races by carefully managing his tires and fuel. He was also a tireless advocate for improving safety in the sport, and his efforts played a major role in reducing the number of fatalities in F1. Did you know that Stewart once drove to victory at the 1973 Italian Grand Prix with a broken wrist? At number 3, we have Ayrton Senna, the one and only Ayrton Senna, a Brazilian driver who won 3 world championships in the 1980s and 1990s before his tragic death at the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix. Senna was a charismatic and fearless driver who was capable of producing moments of sheer magic on the track. He had a fierce rivalry with Prost, as we know, and their collisions at the 1989 and 1990 Japanese Grand Prix are still talked about today. Senna, off the track, was also known for his humanitarian work. He would often use his fame to help promote causes like education and poverty reduction. Coming in at number 2, we have Michael Schumacher, the German driver who won a record 7 world championships in the 1990s and 2000s. Schumacher was a relentless and ruthless driver who pushed himself and his cars to the absolute limit. Schumacher was known for his technical expertise and his ability to extract every last ounce of performance from the machines. Schumacher, apart from Häkkinen, also had a fierce rivalry with Damon Hill, which notoriously culminated in a collision during the 1994 Australian Grand Prix. And now, finally at number 1, we have the legendary Sir Stirling Moss. Moss never won a world championship, yet he's widely regarded as the greatest driver to ever compete in F1. He won a total of 16 Grand Prix races and he was known for his skillful and daring approach to racing. Moss was often willing to take risks on the track, pushing his cars to the absolute limit in pursuit of victory. He was also a charismatic and legendary figure of the track, known for his inimitable wit and charm. So there you have it, our top 10 F1 drivers of all time, complete as I promised with some trivia and some stories. Who do you think would have made your list? Let us know in the comments below. Please follow us on Instagram at quizzing, and please, if you like the video, like it, share it with your friends, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. So long.